That was the morning today. We just started our 2-week vacation, which we haven't had in a long time.
Oh boy, are we grateful for this.
How was your morning?
Oh my God, it was so beautiful. Did you enjoy that nice, wonderful, crisp morning? It was nice and crisp.
It was nice and crispy, and that's the sunrise you get here in Miami. So
it was not crispy. It was
crisp. Did you guys see the dolphins?
I did. It was 3 of them. It was 3 in a pod.
That's right. You guys saw it, right? It was pretty nice, huh?
That was cute. Now, talking about pods.
Pods and kids and stuff like that, we wanted to start a new little segment where we want to call it Clubhouse Stories.
Clubhouse Stories, that's right. Oh boy, do we have Clubhouse Stories. You know what it is to work with kids for over 10 years? Oh boy, we got the stories.
That's right. There's a lot of stories we want to share with you guys, and we wanted to tell you guys just a couple of the stories we have, such as kids and following directions and how you should always
enforce
or expect that they may not follow the instructions you give them, right?
That's because right.
We're curious as little humans.
Or we have the attention span of a ant.
5-year-old, like they say, right? Because they are 5, right? We work with a lot of kids who are 5, so the attention span of a 5-year-old is going to be very short.
Very short.
So whatever you tell them.
But they're so adorable and tiny.
Yeah, they're adorable, but they don't listen.
Super cute, but they don't. They do. They just listen in their own way.
On one of our first summer camps, we were taking the kids to a pool.
It was a pool day. It was a pool day. So in our camp, what we usually had was designated activities for designated days. So this day was a Thursday, and it was actually a pool day. It was actually the first summer camp we ever had at SKC.
That's right.
The very first one.
And we were taking the kids to the pool, and of course before we go in our transportation in our van was completely wrapped with our logos and the karate figures, and after school in summer camp we called it the Shotomobile.
That's right? Because Shoto, which is our wasn't the mascot Shoto, it was the mascot the
Shoto
karate
is
kid.
Shoto is part of the word Shotokan that it comes from, so we just chose Shoto, which is pretty cool. And Shoto is also the nickname of the founder of modern day karate, which is Genshin Funakoshi. That was his nickname. So we named it the Shotomobile.
The Shotomobile.
Right? And it was pretty cool. So we go over these rules with children in and before. While they're riding, guys, remember when we get to the place, I'm going to come outside, I'm going to walk around, I'm going to open the door for you guys. Everybody stay seated, everybody wear their seatbelts. You cannot switch seats once the van is moving. There's certain rules that we always go over.
Absolutely.
Once you guys get off the van, you guys are going to line up there. They already knew the rules. But again, it was the first summer camp.
And if you guys know children, which I know you do, many of you have your kids of your own or just have nieces and nephews and family, you know that when it's a fun, special day, they get very, very, very excited. So, following directions goes out the window.
Yeah, because they're so excited to get to where they're going to. They want to be able to get to the pool. They want to be able to, especially on a pool day, right?
And in the hot, scorching summer days here, it's burning.
It's middle of summer. Summer break. It's summer. It's hot. They want to jump in the pool.
They're excited
with their friends that they've been hanging out with all week.
Now it's time to just get loose and just chillax, technically.
So some of the kids don't follow the instructions, right? Please stay seated. I'm going to get out the van. We're going to go around. We're going to open the door for you. But of course, they have ants in their pants. They have the attention of a 5-year-old, and they can't wait to come out and play with their kids.
Now, the thing with this particular person, or this particular child, is that he was a very robust and very tough personality.
Like Danny DeVito?
Yeah.
Right? He looked like that.
He did look like Danny DeVito.
Just in a kid version. So imagine a Danny DeVito, but a 5-6-year-old child.
And spoke very smart, intelligent, smart.
But only wanted what he wanted.
That's
when
right.
He wanted it, and there was no way around it. You know, he was very demanding.
He was the youngest in the family, so
that's right.
So,
he was one of 2 brothers, right?
That's
the older
right.
brother listened a lot, but this guy was a rebel. Like, he wanted to do what he wanted to do whenever he wanted to do it. It wasn't a point where I'm gonna follow instructions. No, it's why am I doing this? Why are you making me do this?
A lot of questions. So that was that personality. So we go over the rules and we explain to the rules are we're gonna leave. Please, everybody have your belongings. Make sure everybody's seated. Seatbelts on until we get there. Everybody stay seated until we start unloading our van.
So the way we unload the vans, as we let the kids in the front row out first, so they don't have to trample over each other. Because then if the guys from the back start coming out and the ones in the front start trying to come out at the same time, kids always make it a race. So for some reason, this child was not sitting in the front row. So he knew he wasn't going to be the first one out. So right away, he starts conceiving of his master plan. And his master plan is, if I stand up and I stand right at the door, I'll be the first one out.
And he had that demeanor and personality. So
I'm going to beat you.
No one knew he was anywhere close to, up.
The day he stood up. Nobody knew he stood up.
Everybody was supposed to be seated. So
you go around, right? And you go to the door. Of course, the rules are you guys need to be sitting down before we open the door so we can open the door for you guys. And as she opens the door, he just... Because he was leaning against the door, and you can stand up in the vans. It's a passenger van.
But the thing with it is the way he kind of just
slow motion
slid out the door.
Slowly falling.
But as he's falling, when you try to triple step and double step, so you make sure that you try to catch your bearings before you fall.
But it's a high van.
You can't, because the van is high.
So he probably took that little step right over to try to catch his balance, because as you're falling, your leg is automatically going to try to catch you from falling. There was nothing there to catch him. So his leg just kind of went straight down, and imagine doing the people's elbow from The Rock. But now, please keep in mind, he looks like Danny DeVito. He's short, stocky, round kind of person. And he just, so his athleticism is not 100% there. So he wasn't able to catch his fall. So
he's doing the people's elbow.
All the way down.
I'm literally watching him fall as slow as possible. So it was like.
But so the funny part is that all the other kids actually see this happening. And I think everybody learned the lesson that day.
Oh, yes, they did.
He learned the lesson. The kids learned the lesson. And we also learned the lesson that when we open the door from there on, even though we know they're going to follow the rules, we check through the window. So in case you can actually hold them back on the door. But when the kids saw him fall, now, please keep in mind, you knock your window out, especially falling from a passenger van down. You knock and how do you react when you knock your window out? That's what you hear, and all the kids are like, so they already understood. No more standing up before that door opens. And after that, it just became, so when a new child comes in and they don't see anybody else stand up, they're like, wait a minute, I'm not supposed to do that.
That's right.
As humans, we just follow along with instruction or with what everybody else is doing. That's why the first group is always the hardest one to teach because we have to break them in. But then afterwards, everybody follows along in the rules because they watch what all the other kids are doing, and everybody just wants to belong.
Are you fine?
But he couldn't talk because he knocked his window.
Poor kid. And that's happened to me, and that's one of the most scariest moments of your life.
I think if you're a kid, it's happened to you.
He was one of those pudgy kids, so he didn't just fall. No, he did a boing.
Oh, he bounced.
He bounced.
He bounced off the floor.
And he was so embarrassed that when he bounced, he literally bounced onto his 2 feet.
He landed.
So, and then
I didn't fall.
And then after that, he was so angry at everybody. He was like, "Why would you laugh at me? That wasn't funny. If that would have happened to you." And then another kid goes, "Well, you shouldn't have been standing."
Should have been standing.
And then he went, "That doesn't matter." Of course. Why would somebody say, "Well, yeah, that's true. I shouldn't have been standing."
They're not going to take responsibility.
But that was so funny.
Subscribe, like, so you guys can hear more stories from the Clubhouse.